getting nervous again.
Lights, camera, action.
I don't have a thing.
What? You have a microphone right there.
No.
We don't need
You
that.
don't need it. You don't need it.
We never use that.
What do you mean we never use it?
We use it every week.
I'm just saying, like, it never really plays a factor into.
Damn,
Dang,
dude.
Gates would have been a good tight end this week.
Gates having the game of his second life.
His second life.
Oh! I thought my hand wasn't in my pocket, and so I went to go catch it, and I kind of hit myself in the balls. It's not a good couple of
Then Gates looks,
moments.
he's getting up. He's like
Nut checked yourself?
He's like extra slow, even though he's already slow.
It's not a time to run the ball.
I know you need to get.
You got to
treat
treat
now.
everything like your 2-minute offense.
I'll take it.
You just want the game to be close.
No, you have to score. You have to score on this.
They
play.
have three timeouts left. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like you got to score.
You got to score
Within. I mean, I would say.
Well,
in fact, the closer that it gets to 2 minutes, the better, because that means Kansas City's not going to throw the ball.
Yeah, but you're banking on the Chargers stopping them and getting a 3 and out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
twice this whole game.
Yeah, no flag on that.
Ooh, he hit him up high. I don't know,
dude. I don't know. Like every time.
He's laying on the ground.
You could look at any play and find a flag that you could throw. It's just whether or not they want to throw the flag. That's the sad part. Buccaneers better either kick a field goal or make this touchdown.
You really think they're kicking a field goal?
No, they're not. But I'm just saying, it's just pissing me off that they fuck this up here. I get
if they don't get it.
Yeah,
it's just not a good throw on third down. That's a second down throw. Like, it's not a high percentage play, you know what I mean?
Dang, 6 for 7 on fourth down this season, though.
Way to go, Brandon.
That's pretty good.
Jinxed it.
No, it just says it right there on the screen. All right, come on, guys.
Shit. Play's over.
Oh!
It was a
How
flag
did
in the
you
end
drop
zone.
it?
That's what I'm saying. He's very, very inconsistent.
That, like, hit him, like, right in the chest. And then he made, like, those other catches. I was like, damn, you gotta have good hands there.
Oh, that's a penalty.
It's easy for us to say we're not getting held.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Okay. We're ready to roll.
Ready?
Yeah. All right. Hi, guys.
All right.
It's a stressful day for me. This is Ryan, by the way. Chargers are losing. Feeling a little emotional.
All right, Dean, you got to get it going.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are Three Amigos in a Podcast, episode 27. There we go.
Chargers
scored a touchdown. They're still
live. There's a heartbeat.
3:50 left, so there's definitely time for them to make a push. Yeah, episode 27. So we're doing a little bit different this week. Usually we do, some broadcaster shit where we try to read off the box score.
Very good podcast. It's not shit.
Well, we try to read off the box score of the NFL and, talk about that. But this week, we're just going to do all of our segments. So we're doing the Fantasy Reality segment, the Be a GM segment. We're doing the Three Amigos Award. And like we do every week, we're doing the Stat of the Day. So, hit us up, email 3amigosinapodcast@gmail.com with which one was your favorite. And we'll keep pushing out those ones. We got Chad with us this week.
What's up, Chad?
I'm over here.
He doesn't have a microphone. He's using his beer can like it's a microphone.
It's Chad's birthday today.
What the fuck?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's his birthday.
You didn't tell me it was his birthday. I gotta get some
it's your birthday?
Like, birthday brownie or something.
I feel like he's making this up.
No, it's really his birthday.
I don't buy it.
I bought him a bagel this morning. It's a birthday present.
But bagels suck in San Diego.
They do.
Where'd you get the bagel from, Dean? Einstein?
No, we got it from this bagel and brew place over by our work.
Bagel and brew? What the hell's that?
Yeah, brew, cold brew coffee.
Oh, cold brew.
Yeah.
What kind of bagels you get?
Very traditional, plain, with plain cream cheese. Sometimes I change it up and get everything, but they're bad here.
I love everything bagels. That one's my
The
favorite.
whitest bagel ever, plain with cream cheese.
That just sounds so
We're
bland.
not on Long Island, so I can't get a good bagel.
Dude, bagel's a bagel.
No, it's not, Dean. It's not.
There's a difference in bagels.
There's no 24/7 bagel places.
I don't know about you guys, but I prefer a bagel over a donut.
I like bagels. I'm more of a savory than sweet anyways.
Well, yeah, I mean, bagels are more filling as opposed to donuts are just full of sugar.
Yeah, but people prefer donuts.
Well, that's 'cause
I
Americans
think
are
people
fat.
generally prefer donuts over bagels.
I don't know. I like bagels better.
I like both. I'll have both.
Dean's like, give me a donut with cream cheese.
I don't like cream cheese. I go blueberry with peanut butter.
Order's the weirdest thing.
Dude, I know. Dean and Brandon both, man. They don't eat French fries.
But the peanut butter is, I mean, that's like,
It's delicious.
no,
It's
that's
not a bagel.
That's not a
Blueberry
bagel
bagel.
though. Yeah,
You're
that's like,
basically ordering toast.
It's,
Yeah.
on, it's on a blueberry bagel
you're
with
treating
peanut
it.
butter.
You're treating it like it's toast, but
I
it's
don't like-
You just ordered a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is what you ordered.
Yeah, those are my favorite. I
Some
love
warm
peanut butter.
coffee.
Yeah, I don't like my coffee hot. I get it hot and then I let
that's
it,
stupid. I like it
I
hot or
seriously
cold.
don't understand you.
I let it sit for like 20 minutes.
Hot
or so,
or
get to
cold.
room
When
temperature.
it's in the middle, that's the worst.
That's the best. The
That's
middle.
when it's stale.
I go
Yeah.
middle. I go middle or cold.
So you like stale coffee.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah.
We have this argument.
You don't like coffee, then you're just an insult to coffee drinkers.
No, that's when it's the best. You get the most flavor. It's the best right there. Anyways, what'd you guys do last weekend? You do anything fun?
I had Saturday off. What did I do? Oh, they got in the jacuzzi for the first time, so that was kind of interesting. I drank a lot of bourbon.
Alcoholic over. No, I'm just-
God, this sounds like a sad weekend.
no.
Uh,
Sat in a jacuzzi.
You're just
drink
in a
bourbon.
sad mood right now.
I'm pretty bummed out.
It's just a Charger game.
I get
Ryan's
very
in a down.
emotional with the
He's in.
Chargers.
He was very. I could tell Ryan was extra pumped up going into today
Yeah.
because he was
Mhm.
very upbeat in all of our texts and everything.
Oh yeah.
So I knew
Yeah.
today was a special day for Ryan.
Dude, I would have put the Chargers as winning this game. I really would have. I thought they had it.
I don't think so. I mean,
Now I don't.
not an Arrowhead, man. Like, it's just a hard place to win.
But yeah, for my weekend, the family we always get together every year, and we all go and pick out a Christmas tree and set it up and everything. So
That sounds beautiful, man.
yeah, it was pretty cool. The trees were, I don't know, they were kind of just not as good as they normally are. But
Where'd you guys go?
Home Depot, I hear Lowe's is the best place to go for
Costco,
Christmas tree.
dude.
Costco.
I go to
Costco.
We go to Home Depot.
We used to go to Home Depot, but then their price, like
Their prices are way up, but
they're super
I heard
expensive.
Lowe's you can get them for like almost like half the price or something.
So I wanted to run something by you guys as far as Christmas trees go.
Okay.
I want a tree. I want a fake tree.
We know how. No, dude, no fake trees.
Hey,
No.
You want a fake Christmas?
No. I want a fake tree. I want an all black tree.
Nope.
And I want to use like the snow dust all over it. And then I want Darth Vader to be the tree topper
That
with
sounds-
red ornaments all over it.
Ryan's in a dark place after this game.
Dude, like,
Tell
I
me
get what
that
you're
doesn't sound badass.
yes, it would be badass to see somewhere,
But
in
that's
like
not
a
your
museum or
tree.
something. But I don't want to look at it every day. Like to come home to that, you're like, oh man, this is a sad Christmas tree.
I feel like it would be really cool.
Well, Sarah and I put up our faux Christmas tree. She came up with this cool idea she saw on Pinterest where you like do the Christmas tree on the wall. And yeah, it was pretty cool.
Like, what do you mean you do it on the wall?
So she got.
Like,
I think you know.
I don't want to know.
She got like 50 feet of lights and garland, I guess it's called. It's like that fake looking tree stuff.
Yeah, garland.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, so sorry, you're ahead of me. But so you
I knew that.
zigzag it up and you get closer and closer and you make a tree outline on the wall. And then
See-
you just like we use these little clips that tape onto the wall and they don't leave a mark, so you just put it on there, you
That's
hook
what's
it
up.
up.
That's what's up.
Yeah. That was the biggest concern. I was like, you want to put nails in the wall? Like, I'm not messing up the wall for this. She goes,
Yeah.
no, I got these things. It doesn't leave a mark. I was like, all right, cool. We'll do that. But it looks really good. I made a little video. I'll show you.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it
You
was
saw
fun.
on Pinterest, right?
Yeah, she saw it on
You
Pinterest.
can find like cool like DIY stuff on Pinterest.
Oh, yeah. Since
But-
I've been like renovating the house a little bit, I've been all over Pinterest.
That's
all
weird,
about
man.
it.
Do you have a Pinterest account?
I do. I got boards and everything.
Dude, remember when you used to
I'm
give
all
me
about
shit when I was saying Pinterest was tight, and then
You
you're
guys
like,
have a
yeah.
Pinterest account?
I haven't used mine in a long
I
time.
You have a Pinterest account?
No, you're not real men.
Dude, I seriously
But
don't
no,
understand.
he used to give me shit for having one. Now look at him. You've come to the light, my friend.
Well, I saw what it could have. I saw
You saw the
contents,
value.
and I was like, oh man, there's some good ideas out there.
Dude, I'm not the most creative person.
Got him.
This Charger game's got life.
Yeah, it does.
Dear my fucking god.
3 and out. Call a timeout right here. You're not calling timeout?
No, dude.
I guess you got the 2-minute warning, so you're okay.
Yeah.
Save that.
Well, they want to use up the rest of the clock, and
Oh yeah.
but you know what I really think they should do? Just settle for a field goal and lose the game, so my fantasy
So your
team does
fantasy
well.
team? Yeah, so it's semifinals fantasy week. I'm facing Alfredo. You got James.
Yeah.
Dude, if we
So
both
we're
win
facing-
our matchups, it could be me and you in the final,
Yeah.
and then we won't have a podcast because we can't talk to each other. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, it will be rivalry week. No.
Yeah, rivalry week on the podcast.
No, my brother got bounced last week. Wow.
Oh my god. He muffed the punt, recovered it.
Desmond King almost dropped the punt return just now.
Jesus.
But we also went to Fleetwood Mac. We went to the Fleetwood Mac concert
That's
as
right.
a family. That was cool. I don't really know Fleetwood Mac that well. My family's like really into it, mostly my sister and mom.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Honestly, I knew who Stevie Nicks was. I didn't know she was in Fleetwood Mac.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that's like where she got
That's
famous
where she
from.
came from?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
You guys sound like a bunch of fucking rookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I am. I'm a Fleetwood Mac rookie.
Wait,
but,
and didn't you have your company party yesterday? Or
No,
what were you saying?
yeah. My company party up in Irvine. That thing, Jesus.
That sucks in the middle of the week.
In the middle of the week, but I will say this: I won $50 in the raffle, and that was pretty awesome.
What?
And
Take
then-
us through that. What do you mean you won?
So like
were
they
giving out
like
cash?
they give out like envelopes, like everybody gets like a ticket, and they draw tickets out of a bag, and if they pull your ticket, you get.
No, but I don't know if you have to pay for the ticket.
No,
if, like, you had
it's
to
just
bring a gift
they
to
give one
get
to
in it.
everybody.
Okay.
And then so we had that, a Secret Santa. It's at Il Fornaio in Irvine, which is really annoying because
It's really far away.
my company has 3 offices, one in Brea, which is the Inland Empire,
Yeah.
Los Angeles, and here in San Diego. And the San Diego office is bigger than both those 2 offices combined. So all of us have to drive all the way up to Irvine, and we hit traffic all the way there and back. And so it's a big pain in the ass, and we end up sitting in traffic for close to 2.5, 3 hours on the way back home. But I brought we did White Elephant, and I brought an Amazon Echo, and I ended up just stealing my own gift because I'm like, I want this for myself.
Dude, so Sarah and I went to a White Elephant over the week.
Dude, I didn't. All the other shit was just like somebody brought a freaking like stuffed animal. I'm like, why the hell? And like, it's supposed to be a $25 minimum.
Dude, so Sarah and I did that this weekend. We went to a White Elephant, and we had the best gift. It was like this blanket. Ooh, huge hit. But yeah, we went to a White Elephant this weekend. We had
Ryan's
the
dying
best
over
gift.
here.
It was like a blanket, shot roulette game, and some chocolate. And everyone else, they were like, somebody brought a deck of cards
You're like,
as
dude,
their White Elephant. You're
so-
like, really?
So cheap.
Like, it was a $25 limit. You're like, really? That's what you're bringing? It was
Ours-
really funny though. Somebody brought like a bunch of weed as their White Elephant gift. I was like, that's hilarious.
Ours was minimum of 25, and people were doing that though.
Yeah, that's
Like-
ridiculous. But yeah, we ended up stealing our own gift because I was like, that's the best one. I want that gift.
Yeah, you're somebody. I will say this brought like hand soap and a $25 Amazon gift card, which
Nice.
I could have bought my Echo and gotten free hand soap too, which I would have been open up for that. But
Dude, so now you got an Echo now?
I actually was setting it up before I came over here.
They're pretty cool, huh?
It's
It's
cool.
in a box somewhere.
Well, you can set up like your plugs in your house to like turn.
Well, you got
your
to
stuff
buy
on
the
now.
smart plug.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Okay.
I'm gonna order that. Yeah,
I have
but-
a couple if you want one.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
4-pack. I'm not going to use them all, so
Yeah,
you can have
really?
one.
well,
I have it set to my Christmas lights right now.
oh,
So I didn't want to buy...
that's what I was thinking. Like I was like, instead of a timer.
Yeah, I didn't want to buy a timer. I just used that, and you can set a schedule on there. So
Well, also the timer, it's like the way the timers are, you turn the dial and it's
Yeah.
set on those times. So like if you want it on different times for different days of the week, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
because like the weekend, you
anno-
might want it a little bit later or whatever.
Yeah,
who knows?
exactly. So
Yeah,
it'll be cool.
I have a plug. I'll give you one.
Yeah, I'll look into that. That's
Yeah, I got
kinda-
the lights too now, and I feel so lazy because all night I just walk out and go, okay, Google, turn the lights on. I'm just like turning the lights on and
Yeah.
off all the time.
Well, dude, I told my sister about the Spotify family because my sister has that account and she was able to get the free Google Home Mini.
Nice. I was gonna say I sent you that art. Chad sent it to me, and
Chad's-
then I forwarded it to you guys.
Chad's the real MVP.
Thanks,
That's,
Yeah.
that's what I do at work when I get in. I look at all the deals.
Yeah,
Happy
he's
birthday,
saying I
Chad,
don't
by
work.
the way. I mean, fuck. I'm so
Jeez.
upset about that.
I know.
In big news, I got my wedding watch.
Ooh,
Ooh,
let's look at this real quick. Damn, fancy, son. Look at that. You got so many dials on there that don't even know what they're for.
No, not a clue.
one of them's a timer.
Woo.
No.
My wedding watch.
Ooh, that is pretty sick. Yeah, that's sleek.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's a nice dress watch.
Yep.
that's
Figured
good. That's
Shane
good.
didn't have to buy me a wedding ring because
What
I'm
ab-
using my grandpa's.
What about Chad? What'd you do for this weekend?
What was this weekend?
You got talking to Mike.
I rode in a race, and we came in third. Very unfair.
So you're
Third out of how many?
6 or 7.
That's
He
not
did.
bad.
Chad Rose crew.
yeah. I was just gonna say
Like,
you
oh,
got to
during
tell
the
him
week.
like I row and like
I
what?
row in a
Row.
boat.
Row your boat
Yeah,
gently
it's-
off a cliff.
No shit, you row in a boat.
It's hard to explain. I don't know if it's like
You row crew for in
competitive,
what's
yeah.
it? What's the club called though? It's like Mission
San-
Bay or whatever.
San Diego rowing.
Okay, yeah. So you had a little competition this weekend,
Yeah, came in third. Had a 10-second penalty. Cost us first.
dude. Look at his hands though. His hands are all fucked up right now.
That's
Oh
disgusting.
Jesus!
That looks
Put some-
gross,
put some
right?
pickle juice on him.
I got tea. I'm good.
Is that what that is? Is that what the remedy is for like calluses and stuff in
Yeah,
your
it's-
hands?
I used to
Yeah.
get them all the time on my fingers from pitching. Pickle juice. Pickle juice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, should we get into our first segment?
I was gonna say yeah. Let's get into it. I was trying to wait till the game's over. Maybe I'll pause this so that Ryan can watch the game.
Thank you.
What would that be? Yeah, you could have gone for a 53-yarder here.
4th and 8. Get the ball off.
Oh!
Oh! You should have.
Thank God.
Should have kept it recording.
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was a big play.
4th and 8.
Oh my
I'm
god.
getting
Was that
flashbacks
30-yard
to last
pass?
weekend. The Ravens game, just like this.
34-yard catch down to
happening
the 10.
for the Chargers, so it's happening against them.
Down to the 10. 45 seconds left.
Oh no, the Ravens did this. They came back at the end and then they lost in there.
Really? I thought that Mahomes made that play.
Oh, there it is. Oh!
It could have been
Honestly,
That just wasn't a good enough touch pass.
Honestly, though, 34 seconds and 2 timeouts, that's too much time. You leave them on the clock
One-
right there.
Oh, the Chiefs?
Yeah. They could kick a field goal in that amount of time.
I don't know. You'd be rushing. It'd be a lot.
That was a bad pass.
That was a bad pass. He needed to lead him a little bit.
that play.
Thank you, Travis Benjamin. It's the one thing you've ever done that I like.
You were talking shit on him hard earlier.
That's how it works, dude. You talk shit about someone, they do really good.
Well, I think Badgley really sucks, man.
Rivers,
He
fuck you.
He really fucking sucks. Dude.
Oh!
Look,
I don't know if that's a penalty. He was running. He tucks the ball to run.
Dude, head to head right there.
He was already going down though.
This doesn't matter. If once they give up, that's a penalty.
He's still freaking out.
He's gonna get technical. No. He's fucking pissed. You gotta take a leak.
It's upstairs.
No, but I kind of want to see the end of this game.
Penalty.
It really doesn't matter. 13 seconds, you probably only have 2 downs to get in there anyways.
Well, you gotta go for the you can go for the end zone twice.
Have to now.
You can't get the ball and field the play.
Oh! Nice.
Yes! No, that looked like offensive pass interference.
Nope. He's saying no. Now they have fucking first down.
Did you see how long it took for him to pick that flag?
Well, he couldn't get it out of his pocket. He's like, where did I put that shit?
Where the hell is it? I haven't thrown it since Mahomes was on the field.
He still has to kick an extra point. Oh, God.
Don't even say that.
That's Brandon's fantasy year on the line if he misses that extra. Wow.
Well, they still got to score a touchdown, though.
I said if he scores a touchdown, they still have to make the extra
They
point.
need to show this replay.
Dude,
Where?
He almost had...
grabbed his hand.
I mean, he's going one-handed anyways. He didn't try to move his arm up.
Fucking head-to-head helmet on Rivers, so that's probably a makeup call.
But I'm just saying that's not a... The guy left his hand down. That's not really...
We'll just say these referees are definitely not reffing in the Super Bowl.
These are some of the worst refs I've seen.
Yeah, there have been some bad calls in this game. All right,
8 seconds. First and goal on the 1.
I could throw him to Gates. I would be so shocked if it's not. It's going to be Gates on an out route. Or he's going to do... I don't.
Take your 1 point and shut up your ass.
Give me points.
Because it's 1 point, and then they're going to kick the game winner in overtime.
Holy shit!
Dude, you should have started him.
I did. Dude, I should have started him. 3 touchdowns?
Go for 2. Please.
They're going for 2.
No!
Yes!
Oh, why did I root for it then?
Did you hear your dad? Yeah!
Damn. I mean, if I was a Charger fan, I'd want them to go for 2.
Oh, yeah. They're doing it. Sorry, Brandon. Your fantasy...
My fantasy team is just fucked.
Yeah.
The good thing is Mahomes can't do anything more to me.
Sorry, guys.
So Mahomes had a shitty game, so... 17 points is a shitty game. And
Got a bunch formation on the right. 2-point attempt.
Going to Gates.
Shotgun formation. Benjamin in motion. Here we go.
Going to Gates.
Got him.
Got it! Oh my gosh!
Yes! Shaylee!
Ryan's gone.
Chargers go for 2 and they get it.
Ryan's gone. They're winning.
4 seconds
They're
left.
winning,
29-28 Chargers.
Yeah,
Oh my
Take any
god.
time off that? Definitely more than the second.
Hey, careful, man. Careful.
Shut up, Brandon. I
So
said they're winning.
There you go. Squib kick.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And that's the game.
Win!
Told you guys the Chargers are going to win this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Actually,
he did say it. He said from the...
Man, I can't believe they pulled that one out. That was crazy.
Good game.
That was a good game. Came all the way down to the wire.
Holy shit.
That coach has big
Oh
balls.
my God.
Big balls.
Big hairy balls.
Are you guys ready?
Let's do this.
Let's start the show.
Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Lights, camera, action.
All right, everybody, we're back. You might have just heard Ryan just lost his shit. Mark said that the coach had big hairy balls.
I think I agree with that assessment.
That's a fair assessment. Great play. Can't believe the Chargers pulled that out. You know,
We were writing him off
beating
as
Kansas
dead.
City. I never did. I
sad,
said
guys.
You were writing him off as dead.
I said I'd put money on the Chargers winning this game.
You did going into it, but you
I
can't tell me
did.
when
I
they were
put-
down by 2 touchdowns.
I put a
with
little
like
bit of
4
money.
minutes
I
left in
put
the
a
game.
little bit of money on the Chargers covering the spread. I didn't know that they were going to win.
Guys,
outright,
the
but
Chargers
still,
clinched the playoffs.
that means nothing for me.
Okay.
At 11-3, I would hope they'd clinch the playoffs. But
You know,
this is pretty exciting for Charger fans, though.
Hi guys, my
You-
name's
you-
Ryan, and I'm the #1 Charger fan.
you know, like we said, we wrote the Chiefs off, or we wrote the Chargers off. Chiefs were going to win. A little bit of an upset last week. Tons of upsets.
Oh yeah.
Crazy upsets last week. We had the 49ers over the Broncos. The Browns beat the Panthers. The Raiders and the Steelers? Like, what happened in that game?
Dude, the Steelers, man, they're fucking up, and I'm happy
The
about it.
wheels are falling
That
off
game,
that place.
honestly, I was watching it. I think the Steelers thought they had it in the bag because Big Ben kind of got hit pretty hard on one of the plays.
The game was still close there, though.
But they were still ahead, and I think they still thought they were going to hold on to win that game. They never did, and the second they started trailing, they put Big Ben back in.
That's just one of those things that I don't know. It's a bad coaching move at that point.
Yeah, it was I mean, good for the Raiders though. I mean, I know everybody's talking about them tanking them.
That was a bad win for them. Because if they lose that game, they have the number one.
I mean, they're
pick,
still.
So.
I mean, me and Dean were talking about this the other day. The margin of error on the first overall pick is between 1 and 9 right now.
Yeah.
Something along those terms. Like there's a 1 game gap between 9 teams.
Yeah.
So it could all change.
There's no consensus one at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, other crazy upsets. The Cowboys beating the Eagles. That wasn't a huge upset, but it was still a crazy game. That last,
Amari Cooper went off.
That last play of the game.
Eagles got robbed on some of those calls, but
that last play of the game, the defender plays it perfectly, gets his hand on the ball, it just spins. Amari Cooper catches it out of the midair and runs it in. That's a terrible way to lose that game.
That was an insane play, though.
Like I felt so bad for that DB. I was like, man, you played it perfectly. You were right there, but football's a game of inches.
Hey, the craziest thing about that play specifically was like he didn't need to touch it. The ball was behind Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to change that play whatsoever, whether or not he touched it.
I mean, Amari might have fingertip catched it, but it's still
the trajectory changed and the whole. I mean, they
game
won the game,
changed.
yeah. But I mean, shout out to the Eagles. They came back in that game. They were down. The Cowboys have been playing some good football this year, and I'm not sleeping on anybody's defense, to win them some games because we're seeing it. We saw it here with the Chargers. They were able to slow down the Chiefs' defense. We saw it with the Rams losing against the Bears. Their offense got slowed down. The Cowboys are playing some elite defense, and
that was the other game I was going to move into. The Bears beating the Rams. I mean,
they beat down on
them.
It
looks like the Bears have the top defense in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt to me.
Yeah, I think they're.
I mean, shutting them down, and I mean, it was cold. You could tell Jared Goff had never played in a game where he was freezing his ass off like that, and it showed the whole time. I mean, I think they had a combined 6 or 7 interceptions with him and Trubisky.
Well, that's the thing, too, right? Like, the average fan, they see it, and they're like, why are they throwing so many interceptions? Oh, good defenses.
It's
in
weather.
the cold, the ball does not carry at all.
And you saw the same thing here tonight as well. I mean, it wasn't the same cold.
But it was still,
the
chilly.
ball dies.
Yeah. Just doesn't travel through the air as well.
But yeah, I mean, it was a crazy week, man. I mean, the Colts and the Texans.
Yep.
Colts showed up. I mean, I don't find that being a crazy upset because it is a division rivalry, and the Colts haven't been playing bad.
The Colts have been rolling,
But the Texans needed that game, man. They've won 9 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's a huge division game to solidify yourself. Now it kind of opens the door back up for some teams like the Titans or maybe the Colts to come back in.
Yeah. And then you had the Dolphins beating the Patriots.
That's my favorite one,
dude. That late play, that was incredible.
The Patriots lose, man, it's a good.
Well,
day.
I feel like every year, it's like every single year, the Dolphins get a win against the Patriots.
Well,
like
it's just a tough game.
Yeah.
Well,
the Dolphins
it's tough playing in Miami.
The Dolphins play the Patriots very tough, and they play the Chargers.
There was a poll going around the NFL talking about the hardest place to play, and I mean, I think the top stadium or top place to play was in fact Miami.
Well, because you saw that game. Yeah, you saw that game. The field was just falling apart.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough stadium. The humidity is so much different than it is there than even Tampa Bay is not that bad.
Yeah,
I mean even going from New England down, it's a hard adjustment to make. There's not a climate in the NFL that is similar to Miami, so they definitely have some good home field advantage there.
But that play was crazy. It was just like backyard bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were like, okay, we don't really know what we're doing. We're gonna try to run a hook and ladder.
The Patriots totally screwed it up putting Rob Gronkowski.
Dude, that was idiotic.
Yeah, I mean the dude, for one, is your most injury-prone player on your team.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason he needs to be back there blocking a Hail Mary pass regardless.
From 70 yards
70
out.
fucking yards away.
Yeah. You know they're running a hook and ladder. I could see you putting Josh Gordon out there, somebody that's fast and can jump high. But not Gronkowski. He doesn't even have a good vertical.
You knew it was going to be a hook. I mean, obviously, it didn't know it was going to be a hook and ladder, but it's kind of like they forgot where they were playing from.
Yeah. It
I don't know.
was weird.
But that was a crazy game. Shout out to Miami. They're still in the playoff hunt as well.
Yeah.
It's been an exciting year. We saw offenses take over the NFL at the beginning of the year, and now we're seeing like true defenses
show up.
When it matters the most, and that's what playoff football is all about.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some teams right now, you look at teams like the Broncos who had that loss against the 49ers, but the Colts, the Titans, Texans are obviously leading in that division, but you're seeing the Ravens, teams that are trying to fight for this last playoff spot who are playing some excellent defense.
Yeah. And, the Chiefs and Ravens game, that was a close game. Ravens had opportunities to take that game. Chiefs had opportunities to take the game. Goes into overtime. Lamar Jackson gets hurt late in that game. It kind of changes a little bit about what happens. Chiefs win it in overtime.
It's hard to come in with a new quarterback.
Especially late.
Dude, Patrick Mahomes is a fucking wizard. I mean,
He's
I really don't know how. I watched him make plays today. He threw a ball behind Melvin Ingram's body.
I didn't want to bring it up because everyone does, but that no-look pass. I know
That's so hard to do.
I know everyone's blowing it out of proportion, and it is incredibly hard to do, but just to do it in a game is unbelievable. It's like, how do you have the confidence to do that?
Well, again, I mean, with that one, specifically, it's an incredible play. But when you look at a player like Tyreek Hill, who creates so much separation, that's the only part of it that doesn't impress me as much, because you're not throwing the ball to a person. You're throwing the ball to a space and
he's
praying that guy's fast enough to get it. And Tyreek Hill is.
Yeah.
There's no other receiver in the NFL that makes that play.
When you get off to such a hot start like he is, though, that's how you have the confidence to make plays like that.
Yeah.
Because
But you saw it tonight without Tyreek Hill being as explosive as he has been. I mean, that offense, everything is a lot closer to the line of scrimmage.
He's playing a little gimpy right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, even those extra 2 steps, they make him human. But when he is 100%, that dude is probably as close to uncoverable as you get in the NFL. I mean, there's some players out there who are big-bodied. Julio Jones, one comes to mind. Mike Williams is putting it down now. AJ Green. There's some dudes that can create some space, but Tyreek Hill creates space with his legs, and it's insane.
Yeah. And then, you had the Giants beating the Redskins. I mean, Saquon Barkley had a huge game. They won that game without Odell. That was ridiculous. Then the Packers beating the Falcons. I mean, that wasn't that big of an upset, but just the way the Packers have been playing as of late.
Yeah, they were up like 40-7, weren't they?
New coach, man. I mean,
new
you're
coach.
coming out there with a new identity. Yeah. And the Falcons have a bad defense, and Aaron Rodgers took advantage. I'd like to give a shout-out to that run game for the Packers, too, because they've been showing up all year. Aaron Rodgers has been hurt, haven't been playing the same, and they've been running the ball very effectively.
Yeah.
Their defense has just been what's killing them.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, like we said, we're going to do all segments this week, so let's get into our 3 Amigos award. First Amigo award is going to go to an offensive player. I think Derrick Henry. I mean, he had that Thursday night game.
That's
undisputed. 4 touchdowns, over like 200 yards rushing.
He should have had 5.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, they took away the opportunity for him to get 5.
Yeah, he's undisputed offense. I don't think you're going to find anyone.
Dude, I think it's crazy when you think about how hard it is to have a 99-yard touchdown run. When you think about some of the longest runs that you've seen, normally it's a blown play call where a guy makes one cut, gets through the line of scrimmage, and then is off to the races.
Everybody.
But he had like
Derrick Henry's not fast.
No, and
he bullied people all the way into the end zone.
That was weird. Jinx.
That was pretty weird.
That was weird.
But yeah, I mean, the whole time he was just shoving people off, and practically until he got to the end zone.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah.
He didn't make a lot of cuts, and when he did, he just shoved people off.
Yeah, I mean, remember, Derrick Henry is a Heisman-winning running back, and that is hard to do in college football where it is a quarterback-dominant league. The quarterbacks are the ones putting up the gaudy passing numbers and running numbers and, 5, 6, 7 touchdowns a week on big spotlights. And he won a Heisman with Alabama. So that just goes to show the ability that he has. And he's proven his worth in Tennessee right now.
Yeah.
He is definitely proven it. And I mean, remember, he wasn't a first-round pick either. This is a dude that definitely deserves a nod as the go-to back. I've been saying that they've had it all wrong this whole year, and they just needed to give him time to develop into a lead running back. But Deion Lewis is a good running back after the fact.
Yeah.
If you let that dude soften here, I mean, the Titans are a dangerous team to me if they can get into the playoffs, man. They play great on defense, and they hold on to the damn ball to save, for the life of them. their biggest hole to me is Marcus Mariota, the inconsistencies at quarterback.
Yeah, he tries to do too much with his legs. Doesn't have the best accuracy. But you have good wide receivers on that team. You know, Corey Davis is out there. He gets space too. He's back.
Taywan Taylor.
Yep.
Dude, they have some freak athletes on that team, man.
Yeah. Before we get into our defensive one, this news special here, where they're talking about all the bombs and how you want to get. We get those. I see like 4 of those emails a day.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
That like get into our our email filter, and I'm like, okay, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
No one's bombing us. Whatever. Defensive player. I think we gotta go with the Bears defense. Honestly,
You just got
the whole defense.
defense as a whole.
Like when you beat a Rams team that's been rolling like that, and you keep them under what was it, under 14 points? I think they only scored 10, maybe.
I mean, the Rams have been just rolling all season long, and for them,
But it's like a high-powered offense like that, and to really put a stop to them and win that game. Especially Mitchell Trubisky, like he's not playing well. He threw
he's
2
coming
or
off
3
an injury
interceptions in that game. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, certainly the defense stepped up, and I think their cold weather probably played a little bit of it.
Yeah,
a factor, but
to me, that's a dangerous team that goes into the playoffs.
The Bears,
if the Bears get in if they do something in the playoffs,
dude,
they win that first game,
they
and they
could
just
get
keep
home
moving.
field advantage is going through Chicago, and that's scary.
Yeah, that's scary. Special teams player, our third Amigo award. I got to give it to Michael Badgley.
Badgley,
dude, my guy.
Yeah, the Chargers kicker. He kicked that 58-yard.
59.
He did really good today with 3 beautiful extra points.
I mean, he hit some other field goals during that game too. I mean, we're seeing something that hasn't happened with the Chargers in a long time, and that's
the thing. That's what makes
the kicking position. And I honestly thought that it was the end of the half. They're going out there. They're just give him an opportunity. I was like, all right, well, they went out there. I was like, I feel like they should have somebody back there to return it just in case, because his longest was from 48. And they called timeout. They get the dude back there, and he's just kind of looking up. And I was like, does that shit have the distance? We've never
the
seen
leg
a kick
for it,
that far.
dude.
Yeah, he had plenty of leg on it.
I want to give an honorable mention to Brett Maher, though. The Cowboys kicker hit that 63-yarder yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that was huge. Well, I think the other one should be Taysom Hill for that block.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't really see a whole lot of block punts. I mean, there's been maybe 2 or 3 this year, but every time they're huge. But yeah, that Cowboys kicker,
63-yarder.
That's a huge
leg.
We
were talking about, like they were talking on the radio about how they're out of field goal range.
Taysom Hill was the guy. He actually did win the NFC Player of the Week
on ESPN or
that's from Pro Football Reference.
Yeah, but anyways, anytime you kick a ball over like 55 yards, it's incredible.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Anytime it's over 50, it's worth being mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Just, I mean, field goals are hard to kick, man.
Yeah.
Let's get into our next segment. We're going to do fantasy and reality. I got a little bit of, NFL, MLB. We'll work our way through.
Just got a mix there.
My first one is the Browns make the playoffs. So for the Browns to make the playoffs, they need the Ravens, Colts, Titans, and Dolphins to lose 2 or 3, and the Steelers to lose out, which is definitely possible.
And then they have to win out.
Yeah, then the Browns win out. So the Browns make the playoffs.
So it's funny because the Chargers were in a similar situation about 4 or 5 years ago. You guys remember it? It came down to them playing the Chiefs the last game of the year,
and they blew it.
No, it was the year before that where they actually made it and they shouldn't have.
Oh yeah,
they went 9-7.
I actually went to that game.
They lost like the first 4 games. They were like 0-4, and
the
then
Chiefs missed the field goal to win it, and then went into overtime, and the Chargers pulled it off.
They
had like a .05 chance of making the playoffs as a Week 16.
Yeah.
And they needed a very similar thing like the Browns. I'm gonna say it's fantasy. It's too many good teams that need to lose.
I agree.
We're not talking about the biggest one I think is the Steelers. I don't think that they'll lose all 3, but I think that they could definitely lose 2 or 3. Chaz said it earlier. The Steelers play up to competition. They win games they're not supposed to. They lose games they're not supposed to.
Oh my god.
And it's
like my childhood friend's parents.
Oh wow. But I mean, it would be incredible. I mean,
Well, I definitely think that the Steelers could lose out. I mean, they play the Patriots, then the Saints, and then the Bengals.
and that's a division game. So, like I said, it's
So-
not, I'm not writing that one off, especially with how bad the Steelers have been playing. You got to remember, they just lost to the fucking Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The
what I mean.
Raiders are out freaking Amari Cooper, Jordy Nelson, and Marshawn Lynch. They're basically out there throwing to Division III athletes at this point. That and people who are coming from prison, like Martavis Bryant.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But I mean, the Titans to lose out. I mean, 2 or 3 even. Like they play the Giants twice and the Colts.
It's totally a fantasy.
Yeah, I think it's fantasy too.
It's a very, very tall order. The 2 out of 3, that's doable, but the fact that the Steelers have to lose all 3.
I will say this: the fact that we even have this as a discussion is a sign of progress for the Browns.
That Browns job is going to be the highest touted coaching job.
Well, you
this
saw Mike
offseason.
McCarthy said I think he wanted it.
wouldn't let-
It was Bruce Arians. That's,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
let
who
him
it
go
was.
near. I wouldn't let Mike McCarthy touch it with a 10-foot pole.
But Bruce Arians,
he's going back to college.
yeah, dude, Mike McCarthy, he needs to take a little break. He needs
to take a little break.
he had a very good career with the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, no matter what position he's put in, he's going to underperform. He needs to go take on a role as an offensive coordinator, as a defensive coordinator. I don't even know what his specialty is, but he needs to take a back seat and allow himself to build his resume back up again.
Watch the game a little bit. Yeah.
Because, like I said, if he goes out there and he's not successful in his first season, he's going to be on the hot seat again. I mean, I like Mike McCarthy. I think he's a great coach. I just think that he definitely, kind of the same situation Hugh Jackson's in. It's like, you're coming off the worst coaching performance in the history of the NFL. You have no business taking on head coaching jobs right now. Build the resume up, gain some respect in the NFL, show that you deserve it, then go get your money.
Well, this might be a name that could be in the running. The Steelers fire Mike Tomlin.
Ooh.
Oh man, I'm gonna go fantasy. I think that Mike Tomlin's a good coach. I think that given the circumstances of everything that's happened with that team this year, that is from the GM, not the head coach. You got to remember that the Steelers have arguably one of the bottom 10 defenses in the NFL. They have weapons on offense and an aging quarterback. They could definitely win a couple. Like, if they win 2 out of the next 3 games, they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be the division winners because of that stupid tie. And he keeps his job. That's my opinion.
Brain?
I am actually I'm gonna agree that I think it's fantasy. I certainly think I've always been a fan of players coaches, and I certainly think Mike Tomlin's one of those guys who, for the most part, sticks up for his players, especially if he thinks they're in the right. I think and when you have the respect of your team and your players, they're going to play hard for you. I certainly stand by that, and I think that's certainly one of the qualities that he has as a head coach. And one of the things that I think the Steelers have and other great teams like the Patriots and the Steelers and all the other teams, they have stability at the head coach position, and Mike Tomlin's been there for quite some time. I can't even remember specifically how long, but so I'd be hard pressed to think that they pull the trigger and unload him this offseason unless things turn.
I will say, unless that
terribly
situation happens where they lose all 3 and the Browns make the playoffs, then he'll definitely
south.
lose his job.
If the Browns,
I think one of these is a reality. Either Mike Tomlin is fired or Big Ben is traded and moves to a different team. I think one of those is a reality. I don't think
Dude,
both
Big
of them
Ben
are.
ain't going anywhere.
That's what
Big Ben is retiring a Steeler.
Yeah, dude,
I don't
like
think both of them are finishing out their tenure there
The Steelers,
together.
both of them,
yeah, dude. I mean, like,
But they don't like
ownership-
each other.
Ownership as well.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
It's both of them.
The biggest thing that we have to remember, and again, as former Chargers fans, you guys should know this. It all comes down to ownership.
Yeah.
And the ownership loves Mike Tomlin, and they love Big Ben. Even if they don't like each other, they're forced to work together right now. Big Ben might retire after this year. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. That dude has been beat up more than most quarterbacks in their career.
Yeah, and I see that as being a reality, and that's why I'm saying one of those, either Big Ben isn't on that roster.
Well, you said
next
traded,
season.
or
Okay, not on that roster.
Okay, yeah,
I could see that.
I could see him retiring after this year, but they're not giving him. And I don't think that there's a team in the NFL that would want Big Ben.
I don't think so. As of now,
I mean, there's teams that certainly would take Big Ben.
As a Kurt Warner, like bringing on like to help Matt Leinart type position, but you're not bringing on Big Ben to be like, hey, go win us a playoff game.
I mean, I look at. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a team that's like feels like they're a quarterback away because I feel like there's always like half.
like
of
the
them,
Jaguars.
The Jaguars. The Jaguars had
well,
Big
the Jaguars are Patrick Mahomes away from being a good team.
Yeah,
Ben,
yeah. We'll see. But I got some baseball ones for you guys now. Will Myers is off the Padres starting next season.
Reality.
Reality?
I think there's some buzz. I think that there's some buzz out there that teams want him as a first baseman again.
The only thing is that his contract is so backloaded.
Oh, the Chargers will have to eat some of that contract or take on a bad one.
The Padres?
The Padres, sorry. We'll have to
that's
take.
what you said, didn't you?
No, you said the Chargers.
I thought I said Padres.
Oh.
But anyways, they'll have to take on a bad contract, or they'll have to eat some of his contract. But the Rockies are interested in him playing first base. That's a huge bat to have.
They falsified that rumor. I guess it wasn't true.
Oh, really?
I know. I was hoping too that it was.
I thought it was weird. I was like, why is a division rival trying to snag Will Myers?
they like denied their previous report.
I think they're in a scenario where it's a 3-team trade, maybe an American League team that needs a bat. I look at a team maybe like the Los Angeles Angels, a team like the Cleveland Indians.
He would do so well on an American League team.
Absolutely.
If the DH came to the National League, I would be all for keeping Will Myers on this team.
100%. That feels like a perfect need.
But the Padres have a hole at shortstop and a hole at third base right now. And Will Myers doesn't play either of those, and they have a logjam in the outfield. And you have young guys coming up at first base. You have young guys coming up at the shortstop, second base position. So you need a stopgap, and then maybe you need to trade Will Myers to hopefully get a starting pitcher or a third baseman. I'm
not down for the Will Myers experiment at third base. I think that is a reach.
I'm not a fan of that either. But I think the Padres. I'm just gonna say what my pick was. I think it's definitely a reality. Will Myers will not be on the Padres come next year. I think he is the piece that the Padres are going to use to trade for a starting pitcher, because I know they will for sure have a starting pitcher that's going to be starting opening day that's not currently on the roster. So I think he's going to be
names that are getting shouted
but
out
to
right
me
now.
personally, I'm willing to unload Will Myers for absolutely nothing, just to get his money off the books so he can spend for other free agents.
I 100% agree. I
agree.
The thing about Will Myers' contract is that in the time where we needed a face of our team, he was our guy, and he was an outfielder. And their biggest success has been Will Myers' downfall, is the fact that they have such a deep minor league, and they have such a deep amount of prospects when it comes to outfielders. I would much rather see Franchi Cordero, Manuel Margot, Hunter Renfroe, and Franmil Reyes fight for those outfield positions as opposed to Will Myers. I think that he doesn't have the arm to play right field, which sticks him out in left field, and it's not a great spot for him. There's definitely some good bats there. I'm excited to see what they can do, and I think in order to be able to see if their plan is working, they have to get rid of Will Myers.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think this is a reality. When we get into our be the GM segment, I have a little, potential trade or potential piece that I would promote coming up, but I definitely think that, Brandon, you're on, hitting it right on the nail on the head when you say he's involved in a trade with a big starter. I definitely think that's a reality.
Mm-hmm.
My next one, I know there's been a lot of talk with Bryce Harper and where he's going to go, who he's going to sign with. And Bryce Harper signs with the White Sox.
That's fantasy. He has to want to play there. I mean, obviously Scott Boras being his
agent?
His agent, he's going to want to get a big payday, but there are some teams that are competitive, and Bryce Harper wants to win a freaking World Series. from what I understand, that is like, it's money and it's World Series. I don't know what order they go in, but the White Sox are not going to get that for him. I can see a team like the Phillies. I can see a team like the Dodgers. I'm starting to kind of fall off the wagon on the Yankees. I don't know if that's going to be the place for him. And I'm not going to completely rule it out, but there just seems like so many better options. I know the White Sox have the money to do it. It just doesn't seem like a great fit.
I'm gonna agree for different reasons as well. I mean, for me, it's not necessarily so much that the White Sox are not necessarily a team positioned to win a World Series, because I certainly think they are. I think they're second. They have the second best farm system in baseball, so they definitely have good guys coming up through the ranks. But it's not so much that as much as I think the White Sox will be hinting, maybe, I don't know, Cubs. I was with you. Yankees were my pick going into the offseason, but now that I'm starting to see, I think the Yankees they're going to sit on their wallet for the most part. I mean, they sat back on Patrick Corbin, which I was surprised on, but aside from that, I really think, it would be, between Phillies and Phillies, Cubs. I feel like he probably is going to stay, in the National League.
I'd like to see him go to the Cubs. I think that'd be a fun roster to watch. I think it would definitely open up some potential moves for Jason Hayward, maybe Almora Jr. or Ian Happ, because that would be a pretty loaded outfield with all those guys out there. But again, I don't even know. I mean, the Phillies make the most sense because they can pay him and several other people.
I mean, the White Sox have the money to do it.
I know the White Sox have the money to do it, but he has got to want to go there.
That's the big thing.
And
that's why I think it's a fantasy, because he doesn't. I don't think he wants to go there.
Yeah, I mean,
if he wants to go to a team that's playing in Chicago, he's gonna go to the Cubs.
Yeah,
and the prospects aren't appealing to professional players as much as they're appealing to coaches, GMs, fans whose teams suck and potentially could be good.
Yeah,
but players like
it got Eric Hosmer to sign with the Padres, but
he also signed a fat paycheck. I mean,
well, so is Harper.
To me, Eric Hosmer, that kind of seemed like a cop-out statement, because he wasn't going to get paid the same amount of money in Kansas City, and it was a slow market because everybody's been sitting on this year.
That's 100% true.
Yeah,
and it could be lip service. I hope it's not. But
JD Martinez definitely wanted to be in Boston, so that kind of just opened the door for him to sign in San Diego. He's a young guy. Padres wanted a dude that could be the face of their franchise. Hopefully, he comes back and plays hot next year. I think he will. He's a good overall ball player, but I just don't think it's appealing to a player like Bryce Harper. Like, Hosmer's a good player, but he's not a top-tier player.
He's not Harper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's fantasy as well. I just feel bad for the White Sox because they have the money. They met with Harper. They have all the, they have everything going for him to sign him, but they're really just more of like the bargaining chip.
And I feel the same way about the Phillies, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like the Phillies are just the bargaining chip. They're,
they
Harper's
have the money
like,
to do it, but the players got to want to play there. And the Phillies are a bigger market, so I could see that happening more. But I think that he wants to solidify himself as a World Series champion. So maybe a team out there like the Astros wants to fork over a crap ton of money. I don't know.
That's the only hard part is, I feel bad for these organizations because they have the money for it. They meet with the player. They offer him this big contract, and they're like, oh, let me use this to leverage, another team.
I mean, let's think about this. The Phillies, they've been talking about they're going to spend stupid amount of money. They go out and they sign McCutchen to this terrible contract, 3-year, $45 million guaranteed, and now they're sitting there saying they can still sign Machado and they could still sign Harper. Yeah. Who's gonna pitch for your team? Arrieta? He ain't gonna be there the whole time.
Yeah,
Nola? He's been fine, but that's one arm.
Didn't they just trade for Tanner Roark, or was that a different team? I know the Nationals just unloaded him.
I don't know if the Phillies signed him.
I think they traded for somebody traded for Tanner Roark. Pretty sure it was the Phillies. But
I mean, if the Phillies can put together a decent free agency prior to going after these players, maybe it makes it look sexier. But we saw as the Padres how it works, bringing on a bunch of big name players. Will Myers.
they all
Matt
have to
Kemp,
mesh. They have to
Justin
mesh.
Upton,
We had no center fielder.
James Shields, Will Middlebrooks.
God.
Shall I keep going?
Well,
Yeah, they all
our
gotta
problem
mesh
was
to
our
put a
problem
good
was our
team out.
starting pitching. I didn't really feel like we had a true ace.
Yeah, none of those dudes came
was-
on and hit.
Shields was our ace, but he was not an ace. Even when he was like a World Series champion, he wasn't an ace. You know, that was our problem
It
that
took
year.
Matt Kemp like 30 games to hit a home run.
Yeah, but
That was
that Matt
good-
Kemp not giving a shit. He's just collecting a paycheck.
Yeah, he just got
Yeah.
that off the Dodgers paybook.
Rat bastard.
Which, by the way, he's on the trade block. Him and Yasiel Puig for the 100th time by the Dodgers.
Yeah,
They're going after Harper.
they could be. But before we get into MLB, I wanted to go over NCAA Heisman winner Kyler Murray.
Dude,
Nice.
Dean called it.
And first round pick for the
Oakland A's.
Oakland A's.
What a
That's
freaking
what I was
dude.
gonna- Just a
Just
stud
a
athlete. You know,
stud.
you're, the 6th overall pick in the MLB draft by the A's, and then you win the Heisman Trophy. Like you could go football or baseball.
I wanted to bring this up to Brandon because I called Dean about this the other day and we had a little discussion. So I wanted to get your opinion. If you're Kyler Murray right now, you're sitting there. You've been saying you're going to play baseball. You signed your contract with the A's. Now winning the Heisman. I mean, he's a short dude. He's 5'9", but potentially could be a late first round, early second round draft pick in the NFL. What are you doing?
Well, to me, it depends on really what I truly think I'm best at. But
He's a mediocre baseball player to me, by the way.
well, if he's 6th overall, he's got to be a highly touted prospect.
I mean, his statistics weren't great, so he's probably got some huge upside.
But what I will say, if he is as good of a baseball player as he is a football player, I would go baseball 100%. I would go 100% baseball. But if he's a better football player, then I would probably want to.
So you had a different opinion than I did. So let me go first, just because you can give yours.
Okay.
But mine was, I said, since contracts are so front loaded in the NFL and it's all guaranteed, I'd go to the NFL draft, get picked up. He's not going to start right away. Get through your first 2 or 3 years as a quarterback in the NFL. You're still going to have the ability to go back and play baseball because baseball is a longer sport. You can play it throughout your 30s into your 40s and continue to play baseball there. I mean, that's where I would go about doing it. Like, you get so much money at the front end of an NFL career, and it's not the same way in baseball.
So
you want to eat your cake. You want to have your cake and eat it.
And
Yeah,
that
hell
was
yeah.
kind of the same thing I thought of with Ryan is, he goes in, he gets a rookie deal. Rookie deal money is all guaranteed. So he gets all that money, and then you go over to baseball.
I don't even know if he's allowed to do that, though, because I know he already signed with the Oakland A's.
Or even, he could do both. You can sign with the A's and play football. You could be a two-sport athlete.
Wouldn't that be
People have done
crazy?
it-
Having a
people have done it in
shortstop
the
be your
past.
quarterback?
Like, he
God.
could sign, he could sign both. He could get drafted in the NFL and play baseball.
I don't think he's good enough to be an NFL starter.
I don't think he is either.
But I
don't
just think it'd be impressive to see, like, as my backup quarterback, he plays for the Oakland A's.
Like, so he could collect 2 paychecks. He could get his rookie deal playing football. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I think he'll be, second, third string, learn the system. And he could play in major leagues for the A's.
I don't know. For me, I don't watch any college football, so I don't know how good of a college football player he is. But
He's phenomenal.
But I will say this. If you're going to do something, you need to be 100% committed to it, and you need to focus on one thing
Well,
and
look at
get
Bo
good at that
Jackson.
first. Yeah, but it's a different era
Look
that
at
we're
Deion
living
Sanders.
in. It's a different era we're living
Shohei
in.
Ohtani does pitching and plays outfield. That's 2 sports to me right there.
No, it's baseball.
two
It's
completely
it's
different
base.
things, though.
It's baseball though. He's
that's-
staying in the same sport.
I mean, but to me, those are 2 totally different sports.
They're
Like,
they're somewhat similar
to learn to
in the
pitch
sense
and to learn to hit are completely different.
it's
To learn to field,
It's different, and it's completely different than throwing a football, though. Those are
Yeah.
way different.
Oh, totally. 100%.
I mean, but you see a lot of, Major League Baseball players warm up with a football.
Russell Wilson does it. He plays for the freaking
Yeah,
Rangers still.
Russell Wilson.
He's a starting quarterback.
Russell Wilson started doing that after he won a Super Bowl, though. So he already established himself as a professional football player, then started to go show up at like spring training for the Rangers and stuff. So
Or was it that he wasn't good enough?
what do you mean?
He was a later draft pick. I mean, this dude was a first-round pick.
That's
so.
why he wasn't good enough to play
I mean,
baseball.
if his passion's
so
in baseball, go play
later.
baseball. Ultimately, that's what it matters. But like, if this dude like has any, if he wants to do both, let him do both.
Yeah.
That would
I
be
don't see why he
cool,
shouldn't.
but I mean, I just worry about flaming out. So somebody just because you see a lot of Heisman's not really paying out in the NFL.
Oh, I don't think that he's going to be a starting quarterback by any means.
I think
know,
it's just
but-
crazy though that you have, from Oklahoma back-to-back Heisman winners. You have Baker last year, and then you have Kyler Murray this year.
That's nuts.
But
That's
just
crazy, you know what I mean?
but
He
just
was the
focus on
backup.
being the best at one sport as opposed to like
I don't know, man.
being mediocre
I
at
don't think
both.
we see it often, and I think that like if
it would
anybody
be
could
it
do
would certainly be cool,
Yeah.
that's for sure,
Yeah.
and be fun to watch.
Yeah,
And I
why
mean, obviously,
half-ass
it's
it when
like-
you could whole-ass it? That's what you're saying?
What?
Yeah.
I said, why half-ass it when you could whole-ass it?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he's got to focus on one sport. But I mean, I don't know how good of a football player he is. So
He's 5'9".
me personally, I think
He's a quarterback.
yeah. So he's basically another Russell Wilson, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, another
Uh,
Baker, another Russell, another Drew Brees. All
But-
these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it'd certainly be fun to see it actually come to fruition. I don't think we're going to see another one in our lifetime, though. That's just me personally.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what he does. He said that he's just going to do baseball.
But he said, I think he said it would be fun to do them both. Did
Yeah.
he say that?
Yeah, but yeah, who knows? But yeah, let's get into our Be the GM segment with Major League Baseball. The winter meetings just concluded. There wasn't a whole lot of big blockbuster moves. There was quite a few that were made, but we didn't see Machado or Harper or any of these big name people.
It was a
get
quiet
moved.
winter meetings.
It was. The Padres were extremely quiet. They signed Garrett Richards to a $15 million deal.
That was before the winter meetings, too, I think.
I thought it was like.
Right.
I thought it was just yesterday they did that.
It might have finalized, but they've been talking about that for a while.
But still, yeah, and they the Padres also they waived Carlos Asuaje. They he
the
was
Rangers picked him up.
he was a big piece in that Kimbrel trade, and it was just kind of quiet for the Padres. So if you're the GM of the Padres, Brandon, what are you doing?
Well, for this offseason, or what's the big picture?
No, this offseason. You just finished with the winter meetings. You
So-
still have some time to make a move.
Well, I think we're seeing a little bit of Preller's strategy is he's really trying to create competition, and we've seen it, and now he's starting to walk away from prospects that we've held in high regards that haven't panned out, like Corey Spangenberg, like Carlos Asuaje. Those were big pieces. We drafted Spangenberg in the first round. We're walking away from those guys. We're getting nothing in return for them, but we're allowing other guys to step into those roles, and it's giving more playing time to our other players. So for me, I'm filling those holes. I would really love to sign like a Troy Tulowitzki to like a minor, not a minor league, but like a league minimum deal. Because I know obviously he's getting paid by the Toronto Blue Jays. Just a veteran piece that you can add so some of the young guys can, kind of mentor someone like a Tatis, who's probably going to get his cup of coffee this year. And I think Urias is probably going to be starting at second to start the year. And third base, they really got.
I was just gonna say, who's playing third?
Third, they got to make a move, man.
Who's on third?
They got to make.
Who's on third?
They got to make a move for third. I will be surprised. Like we said before, I'll be surprised if Will Myers on the team come opening day. But so I brought this question up to Dean and Ryan. I want to say earlier this week, maybe it was last week, but who I'd rather have was Noah Syndergaard or Corey Kluber. And I was looking at it, and we had talked about how Corey Kluber is making close to $17 million a year for the next 3 years, and Noah Syndergaard's he's making like $2.5 million this year, but he's arbitration eligible for the next 3 years, so he's still under team control. So he'd cost considerably less, probably around $10 million less a year. I would, it would be tough. It would be a tough decision because I don't know exactly how realistic the Mets are being as far as trading their
I don't think they're being realistic at all.
They
with that
wanted
trade.
they wanted Tatis and some major league caliber players.
They wanted
guys
like
already.
Margot, Tatis, and Hedges, didn't they?
Something.
Something
No,
like
it
that.
was.
Or was it Mejia?
I thought it was.
Or
I thought it was Cordero, wasn't it? Franchi Cordero, Austin Hedges, and Fernando Tatis.
I thought, yeah. I mean,
It was completely unrealistic,
Yeah.
and I will say this: he is a hot commodity for a guy with his background, and to be under team control under that team friendly of a contract for the next 3 years. You're gonna fetch a lot for somebody like that. I mean, that's like a proven prospect under a rookie contract, only a couple years
so
into
I guess
his
that's
deal.
kind of a good place to jump into our being a GM thing.
well, that's what.
But that's
Brandon-
what we're on
gotcha.
right now. So, I mean, for me personally, I think I'd love to trade for Noah Syndergaard, but I would be okay with Corey Kluber.
the biggest reason I don't want him is because they already traded him once.
He's coming full circle.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah.
to get him full circle, and he would
I don't know,
probably
man.
he probably would only cost you probably could get him for Will Myers or something. I don't know.
I want to say Corey Kluber's a great pitcher. He plays in a very, very uncompetitive division.
That's true.
And I just don't think that, like, playing against the Dodgers and the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, all these big bat teams that we have
But
now.
everybody plays really well at Petco. All the pitchers. I mean,
But I'm talking about going to these places and playing. I mean, those are not
yeah, no,
pitcher-friendly parks.
It's different, but pitching in the American League with the DH, the offense are better in the American League. This
That's
is
true.
a fact.
Yeah,
And so,
I personally like Syndergaard better. I'd be willing to part ways with a Mejia. I'd be willing to part ways, not with the Hedges and Mejia combination, but a Mejia, possibly the Matt or Paddock.
yeah, Chris Paddock. So you remember those rumors were surfacing about JT Realmuto from the Marlins. Apparently the Mets really want him, so that's why the Padres were inquiring.
I've heard
on
about
him.
the third.
So
the
they were trying to
three-team
do
deal.
a 3-team trade. It sounds like that,
and it
didn't
would
really come
cost
to
the
fruition.
Padres considerably less
Yeah,
in prospects.
well, because the Marlins GM
desperate.
is stupid as shit, and he's gonna unload his premium talent for a prospect and.
But I would definitely give up Mejia. I'm fine with Hedges.
vending machine of Coke. or something.
I'm fine with Hedges. I mean, Mejia is definitely somebody. I think that
I'm okay with trading one of them. You
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
you
get one. Yeah, get rid of one.
I
of
would
them.
think that would be like I like Mejia, but I think that the reason that the Padres acquired him in that Brad Hand trade was because now they have the flexibility of trading one of like the top, or they have
the top,
four
one
out
of
of the top 20
catchers.
prospects right now with Urias, Tatis, Gore, and now Mejia. You trade one of them, that's still a huge plus in another team's eyes. If you want to package up two, I mean, I don't think they'll ever package up two of them, but if you want to take a lower level player, like a Paddock,
Mhm.
like an Allen, somebody like that, something that's not quite in that same range, it sweetens the pot a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm the GM of the Padres right now, what I'm doing is I'm re-signing Galvis because you're gonna need. He could play shortstop until Tatis is ready, and then when Tatis comes up, he could play third for you.
But
And I feel
who's playing third in the meantime?
in the meantime, I don't know.
Dude, I know this sounds,
That's the
I know.
That is
that's
the
hard part.
biggest mystery for the Padres.
I know this sounds fucking crazy,
Yeah.
and I know that it's probably far-fetched, and it's not going to happen. I like the idea of re-signing Galvis. There's a couple players out there that I'd like to see him go after too. Jerickson Profar, somebody that would be interesting. I don't think it's a huge upgrade on Galvis. I think he just has a better bat. His glove's not as good, but we need hitting as well. I kind of like the idea of signing Troy Tulowitzki, but not as a shortstop, as a third baseman.
That would work too.
I think the fact
Yeah,
of the
we
matter
gotta
is
start
he's,
wrapping it up. I'm at 2%.
okay. He's aging a little bit, and he could benefit from playing third base as opposed to shortstop.
Yeah, I'm signing Galvis and probably Spangenberg then, and I'm gonna try to trade Spangenberg and I don't know, like Mejia or, somebody, a couple other people, a couple other prospects, and going after Sonny Gray and Miguel Andujar with the Yankees.
Dude, I would be trading freaking Will Myers for Sonny Gray 1-for-1 right now.
Yeah, I would be 100% on board with that.
And then you package like
Yankees won't do that trade though.
Well, Brandon, my computer's about to die, but give us our stat of the day.
Stat of the day, stat of the day, dabba-dooba-doo, stat of the day, stat of the day. Here comes that what? Stat of the day. Bop.
Or what do you got?
Oh, it was, so I did Patriots related because the Patriots totally blew that game.
Yeah.
They had a chance last Sunday to, so they would have clinched their 10th straight division title with a win or a tie on Sunday. And if they would have done that, they would have joined the Atlanta Braves as the only franchise in the 4 major big sports, NFL, NBA, MLB, or NHL, to win 10 straight division titles. So that's just, growing up, I remember thinking, the Braves were that team,
Yeah.
So we're living in the Patriots era right now, and Tom Brady's just mopping it up. 10 straight.
That's great. I mean, just something like that. Yeah, that's just
to be able to win the
division.
like that's not just making the playoffs. That's winning the division title too.
Yeah.
I don't want you guys to forget the Chargers just beat the Chiefs for the first time in 10 attempts to tie for the top of the division lead and to clinch the playoffs for the first time in 4 years.
All right, my computer shows 0%, so let's just wrap it up. We are the Three Amigos in a podcast. Follow us everywhere you listen to podcasts.
You got plenty of time to say this, though.
All that kind of stuff. Email us, blah, blah, blah. We'll be back
Happy
next week.
birthday, Chad.
Happy birthday, Chad.
Happy birthday.